As we grow older, life takes on a different rhythm. The kids are grown, careers slow down, and the pace of the world doesn't seem to match our own anymore. But for many women, this stage also brings something unexpected: resentment toward the man they once promised forever to. It's not because love disappears, but because the years, responsibilities, and silent disappointments pile up like dust on an old photo frame. The truth is, aging together can either deepen love or expose cracks that were ignored for years. But here's the good news: it's never too late to rebuild connection, rediscover yourself, and restore peace in your heart and home. Many older women begin to feel that their husbands don't understand them anymore. After decades of taking care of everyone else's children, home, and often even the husband, she realizes she's rarely taken care of herself. When a woman reaches her later years, she often reflects on her life and sees where she gave too much and received too little. That's when resentment begins to grow quietly. It's that silent "I wish you noticed me," or "I wish you cared enough to ask how I feel." The heart remembers every small neglect, but resentment doesn't have to be the ending chapter. With honesty, empathy, and gentle effort, love can still bloom even in gray hair and wrinkled hands. One reason many women feel resentment is because they start to crave emotional connection more than ever, yet their husbands often withdraw into routines, television, or silence. Aging men sometimes deal with their own fears of getting old by shutting down emotionally. They may not know how to express love anymore, but women still long to be seen, heard, and touched, and not just physically, but emotionally. The fix isn't in demanding attention, but in opening the door with compassion. Instead of saying, "You never listen to me," try, "I miss how we used to talk." Small shifts in tone can soften defenses and invite intimacy back into the room. Another cause of resentment comes from feeling unappreciated for years of sacrifice. So many older women look back and see how they put their dreams aside so their husbands could pursue theirs. Now, when life has slowed down, she wonders if any of it was worth it. The antidote is not blaming, it's rediscovery. You can still pursue what lights your soul. Take that painting class, start gardening again, volunteer. When you begin to fill your life with purpose, the old bitterness starts to fade, because you're no longer waiting for someone else to give you joy. You're giving it to yourself. Physical changes also play a big role. Aging brings aches, hormonal shifts, and body image struggles. When a woman doesn't feel beautiful, she often distances herself emotionally too. Many husbands don't realize how deeply a woman's sense of worth is tied to how she feels in her body. But you can reclaim that power. Start with gentle movement, a daily walk, light yoga, or even stretching to music in your living room. Add foods rich in omega-3s, leafy greens, and colorful fruits. Drink water like it's medicine. These small acts make a big difference. When you feel strong and vibrant, your spirit rises and resentment loses its grip. Communication is another place where resentment festers. Decades of unspoken feelings, swallowed words, and old arguments can create quiet walls. Some women stop talking because they think, "What's the point? He'll never change." But silence doesn't heal, it only deepens the wound. It's okay to speak your truth, but do it with grace. Instead of arguing about who's right, talk about how you feel. Share memories, laugh about own mistakes, cry if you need to. Honest conversations can heal decades of hurt faster than you imagine. Money also plays a role as couples age. Retirement, medical bills, and lifestyle changes can create tension. Sometimes resentment comes from feeling financially dependent or not being consulted in big decisions. The key here is teamwork. Sit together, review your finances, and make joint decisions. You're a partnership, not opponents. Working together toward security can actually strengthen your bond, because it reminds you both that you're still building a life side by side, even in your later years. Health is another silent factor that affects emotions. When people don't feel well physically, they often take it out emotionally. Fatigue, pain, or chronic illness can make anyone irritable. For women, maintaining good health isn't just about living longer, it's about living well. Keep your body moving, even if just 20 minutes a day. Focus on foods that fight inflammation: berries, salmon, turmeric, olive oil. Avoid processed foods, sugar, and excess salt. Get your blood pressure, cholesterol, and blood sugar checked regularly. And never ignore sudden symptoms like chest pain, dizziness, or shortness of breath. Elderly people who die suddenly often have silent warning signs before it happens, signs that their body has been trying to whisper but they ignored. Fatigue that doesn't go away, swollen feet, irregular heartbeat, or unexplained weight loss are red flags. So is feeling unusually breathless, losing your balance easily, or noticing a new kind of chest discomfort that wasn't there before. These aren't just old age, they are your body's way of asking for attention. Women especially tend to ignore symptoms because they're used to being strong for everyone else. But strength also means taking care of yourself. Go to the doctor, follow up on tests, and don't let pride or fear keep you from living. You can't pour love from an empty cup. If your health fails, everything else falls apart: your marriage, your peace, your independence. So take charge of your well-being. A strong, healthy woman brings balance back into her relationship. When you move your body, nourish it well, and rest deeply, you don't just live longer, you live better. Energy returns, confidence blooms, and your husband starts to see that spark again. Sometimes resentment fades not because he changed, but because you did. But let's talk about the emotional side again. Because healing a long relationship takes more than vitamins and exercise, it takes heart. Remember what drew you together in the first place. Remember the laughter, the little acts of care, the reasons you stayed. If your husband is distant, don't chase him with anger. Reach out with patience. Ask him about his fears, his regrets. Men often carry silent guilt. They may feel they failed you somehow but don't know how to fix it. Compassion can melt walls that resentment built. Also, make space for gratitude. It sounds simple, but it's powerful. Every morning, think of one thing you appreciate about him. Maybe he still makes your coffee. Maybe he fixes things around the house. Maybe he just sits quietly beside you watching TV. Gratitude changes the energy in the room. And when you start to notice what's good, the heart softens toward what's broken. Another way to fix resentment is to rebuild independence. Many older women lose their sense of identity after retirement or caregiving. But when you start focusing on your own growth, hobbies, and happiness, you stop resenting what he doesn't give you. You become your own source of peace. That, in turn, often inspires him to grow too. Confidence in one partner can awaken admiration in the other. It's also vital to maintain social connections. Isolation fuels unhappiness. Spend time with friends who uplift you, not those who complain. Join a community group, book club, or a wellness class. Surround yourself with people who remind you that aging isn't the end, it's a new beginning. When you fill your world with positive energy, resentment loses power. And never underestimate the power of humor. Laughter heals in ways words never can. Watch comedies together, share old jokes, reminisce about the silly things you used to do. Humor brings lightness into heavy hearts. Life is too short to carry bitterness when laughter is free medicine. Lastly, don't be afraid of change. Many couples think it's too late to fix what's broken, but love can evolve. The truth is, marriage in later life can be more peaceful and fulfilling than ever before if both partners learn to listen and forgive. Don't wait for him to make the first move. Lead with kindness. Show by example what gentle love looks like. Sometimes the best way to change a relationship is to become the calm within it. Aging isn't a punishment, it's a privilege. Every wrinkle carries a memory, every scar a story. You've lived, loved, struggled, and survived. You deserve to spend the rest of your years in peace and joy, not resentment. Let go of the anger that only hurts you. Forgive where you can, speak your truth with kindness, and take care of your health like it's your most precious gift, because it is. And if you take only one message from these, remember this truth: your happiness isn't in the past, or in your husband's hands, it's in the choices you make today. You can wake up tomorrow with a lighter heart, stronger body, and a renewed sense of love for yourself and for your life. Age doesn't define your worth, your attitude does. Choose grace, choose growth, and choose peace, because you deserve it today, and always.